Peace, 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 peace. Okay, 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 okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so um, I want to talk about greetings. I want to talk about how there's a sacred intelligence of desire, and that suppressing desire fractures spiritual power. And so I want us to think about that and also think about the fact that, as I've been saying all week, sexuality and spirituality are drawing from the same well. Um, when we are authentic in our desire, when we are clear in our desire, and not that it means that our sexual desire is pointed at someone else. When I shared with you earlier that my mother mother went to the pediatrician and said my baby keeps touching herself, and he said, well, mother, it's because it feels good. And then her encouragement to me was that it should be private, it should be safe, I should be by myself, from a very small child until till I was a teen, till I was older. She said the same things. There was nothing said to me like, "That's nasty," because no one was touching me, no one was doing anything inappropriate. It was me. It was me discovering my body. So in that moment, the purest intention that I had was there is a part of me that feels very good to me, and I'm touching that part of me. Um, as we get older and I can't even say that our understanding widens because children seem to know more, but as it becomes more appropriate, I will say that for us to explore our sexual desires as it relates to other people in the world around us. If we are safe, if we are honest, if we are authentic, if we are actually in places of communion and sharing, there's a clarity that exists. There's a power that exists. It feels very light bringing. It feels very, um, it's like fresh water, you know. And when it's not, you can tell the difference too. I remember being in college and some guy talking about some woman that he felt like wasn't behaving properly, and that all she really needed, and I'm going to look for a euphemism, that all she really needed was like the magic stick, and then she'd be okay. And so one of the things that I was saying then was, it's so interesting how many men have been taught and believe that their penis is the cure for whatever ails a woman. And if they come to it like, I'm a fixer, or I'm going to engage in this thing that isn't really care for her, but I got the magic stick, so I'm going to put it on her and she's going to behave herself. Um, the behavior, the result of that is not healthy. Uh, it's not peaceful. It's not reciprocal. It causes a bigger mess, basically. So if she had an attitude beforehand and somebody was like, I'm gonna put it on her, she's gonna behave. More often than not, that is not what happens. There is a when we were in seminary and we were learning about the woman at the well, there's a place in scripture where Jesus is talking to her and he says, these men have loved themselves and they need to you. So generally, they're saying that they are they're using her body. Basically, they're not considering her body. They are using her body to reach whatever sexual exploration or um, height that they're seeking, but it's not in consideration of her. It's piecing out parts of her body for their own gratification. So again, the the clarity and authenticity of desire is very, very powerful, and it's powerful both positively and negatively with those examples because it can cause uh, bad outcomes, things that people didn't necessarily want when they entered into them. Um, but when it's clear and it's authentic, it's there's a purity to it. There's a very, very rich, deep knowing. And so that knowing, that connection, that attunement, um, is also what allows spiritual power. So I just said they are coming from the same well. Um, when I remember in my 20s, somebody said, we pray over our food, we should pray before we have sex. Um, and I remember people going, hmm. um, but all the things that are created by way of sexual intimacy, and again, this is not just intercourse, but all the things that are created, the connection, if life is created, life, um, new ways of thought, surrender. There's so many things that are created, and again, those two very strong energies are pulling from the same well. So I want to share some ideas about why sexual energy and spiritual energy should not be separated. And some of these, as soon as your algorithm realizes you're doing something that it wants to shoot you everything else. So there was someone on Instagram, Tantra Rama, I think, and they were making the comparisons of some of the things I've been talking about this week. That many different traditions have different names for that energy that courses through us. We speak to Kundalini, um, Kepra, Jing, Shakti, um, and they're all speaking to that, the harnessing of that pure energy that we often speak about curls up the spine. That it starts at the root, and we breathe, meditate, so that it will move up the chakras, if chakras are what you want to use, so it will move up the spine. I know when we were being trained in Reiki, we were encouraged to um, Kegel, to squeeze our Kegel muscle and meditate about moving that Kundalini energy up our spine to create um, a winding that goes up and comes back down to harness that energy. The Both spirituality and sexuality require presence, to be present in the moment. There is a mindfulness that needs to occur. Anytime that we're in meditation and or in yoga, or doing anything that requires stillness and mindfulness, what you'll often hear is, if your mind drifts to something, or tries to get stuck on something that isn't positive or helpful, light on it and let it go. Let it move past, let it move down the river. And the same thing is true in being intimate with someone. And again, intimacy does not just mean intercourse. Being really tuned into someone means giving them your attention, being present in the moment. If you've ever been in a discussion with someone who is dear to you, be it a friend or a loved one or a lover, and you are trying to talk to them, and their attention is everywhere but on you, it is really distracting, and it makes the connection feel less vital, because the that being absolutely present and being tuned in to the person you're dealing with is so necessary. So this is true both in sexual and spiritual practices. In both, the body is a temple. Um, you can't be half present in sincere prayer, meditation, or intimacy. You have to be all the way present. Um, you have to be all the way present. Both move energy through the body. Um, I just talked about that. Attempting to control either one kills it. Um, Attempting to be prescriptive in either place kills it. That there is an A to a B to a C to a D. And I've heard in respects to both that that just doesn't work. I had a teacher one time say, your meditation and quiet time with the creator, with your guides, with the ancestors, is not prescriptive. Just because someone else gets up and does these three things in order, and that's where they feel like their power comes from, does not mean the same will work for you. She actually spoke about how sometimes her meditation was going and sitting at her baby's crib. And it could shift for you. Like that baby won't be a baby forever. That baby will be a grown woman and she's not going to sit. She's not likely going to sit over her adult child in bed, at least not every morning, and meditate. Um, and the same is true in intimacy. You are not prescriptive. You are present in the moment with that person and being attuned to them and figuring out what is it that works for us and being close and connected to each other. We had an elder here who said, intimacy is into me, see. So, what is it that's necessary for this connection, for you to truly see who I am, and for me to truly see who you are, for us to be able to pull down whatever walls are between us and to surrender into this container, into this space? What is it that's necessary? It's not prescriptive. And if anyone's ever been in a situation where someone tried to make it prescriptive, you know how yucky it is, how it doesn't fit, how it doesn't feel good, how it's the presence of someone else seems to be there if they're trying to make you follow a script of someone else. Again, be it friend, loved one, or lover, it doesn't feel good. You don't want to be developing a friendship and someone say, "We should go do this. We should go do this. We should go do this," and you're like, "Well, we don't enjoy doing those things. Like that's not fun for us. We should see what we like." And someone's giving you the script of a best friend they had some time ago, or someone that they enjoy spending time with, and they figured this is what should work for you. It doesn't. It stops all connection. It stops all connection. Um, and then the last thing is that in both instances, surrender is what really puts you in flow. Um, you hear musicians talk about how they practice or shed or whatever it is, whatever name people want to give to it, so that they know it so much in their bones that when they need to pull from it, they can just pull from it. That they don't have to think. That there's a spirit memory and a muscle memory to just move forward. And so the same is true in any spiritual and sexual intimacy is to be able to surrender, to not be so heady that you can't empty yourself out. You cannot empty yourself out and be present in the moment. So just some more affirmations that they are drawing from the same well. And it sounds like I'm just beating the drum over and over and over again, but it serves the societies we live in to separate them, to separate enjoying the world around us in the fullness of our body, soul, and mind from being very intellectual, being very objective. It separates those things, and then we are able to purchase our uh, attractiveness. We are able to purchase spaces where we feel connected to our own sense of erotic. We're able to purchase spaces where we feel like we are gaining intellect as opposed to those things being in the same space. Um, if they're all in the same space, I can't sell you tickets for six different places. So it serves those who would seek to exploit us to have us be piecemealed out into different chunks of ourselves. To believe that you are only sexy if you look a certain way, if you are dressed a certain way, if you speak a certain way. So it sells more things. It means that I should go purchase certain products, certain clothes. Um, I should copy certain beauty standards so that I can feel connected to my body and so that I can feel like I radiate sensuality. Um, it's a game and it's not a good one and it's not a fun one and nobody wins. so, so I again want to remind you those two beautiful energies are pulling from the same well. This is Reverend Okomfo Walu Yogi, Sister Mama Adi is saying, I'll see you later. Peace.